Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather, and today I have for y'all a video which I have not posted in a really long time. And sorry if you hear dog in the background, he's minding his own, shaking off, doing his thing. I am participating in Chloe Reed's books, Vampire Diaries Readathon for the month of May, so I figured that I would show y'all what my TBR is looking like for that, and just gonna jump right into it. And also, sorry in advance if my voice goes in and out. As you can see, I have had surgery. I had an implant put in, so my voice does go in and out and gets really high and quiet sometimes. But nonetheless, we're gonna get started so that I can get through this. So the first prompt is read a book with an animal on the cover, and One Last Rainy Day by Kate Stewart does have a raven on the cover, and I have this much left of it, and I will be finishing that this afternoon, so my first prompt will be complete. And then the next prompt is read a book with a dual POV. I will be reading Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. I really need to get through the Rose Hill series because her next series, I'm doing this because I know that's what it's going to be for sure. The first book in her new series comes out, but it comes out in like 2 weeks. I already have it pre-ordered, but I need to get through this, so I am going to read this for a dual POV. And then the next one is read a book that features magic, and I just tried to start this one like just physically outside for a few minutes, but the dog would not let me do it. I read a couple pages and so far I'm really liking it, and that is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. Everybody raves about this book, so I picked it up, and I see why within just the few pages that I've read. And I do have 20 books here to show you, so I'm going to try to go really fast. The next one is to read a slow-paced book, and for me, the first book in this trilogy was extremely slow, and it took me a while to get through, so I picked Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. I have had this book forever, and I really need to get through it, so I picked it to get through this month. The next one is read a book featuring a society or a council of some sort, and Chloe did say stretch it as far as you want to, and so I am picking Picture Perfect by Tessa Bailey because clearly there's a baseball player going on, softball player here, and there has to be like some kind of league that they're playing for, so that's my stretch for that. But I got this as a NetGalley arc, and I haven't read it as the NetGalley arc, so now that I have the physical copy, I'm going to try to blow through it. The next book is read a book that has been on your TBR for a while, and this is going to completely change everything that I have so far in the TBR is completely different. And it is A Smell of Burning by Colin Grant. This is a memoir of epilepsy, and that's actually what I had surgery for recently. I got an implant put in for my epilepsy, and I have started this in the past, but just read one page, literally. So I'm going to restart this and fly through it, hopefully, because epilepsy is not something to take lightly. It is very hard on somebody, and I want to know about Colin's brother's life. And then the next book that I have is read a book that has been adapted, and everybody and their grandmas is reading Remarkably Bright Creatures right now. Spoiler alert, it's on this TBR. For this prompt particularly, though, I picked Shelter Mountain, Virgin River Book 2 by Robin Card because I've already read book 1, and this has been on there forever, and I've never continued the series. It's pretty short, so if I get the audio book from the library. It should be a pretty quick listen. And then the prompt after that is read a book featuring friendship. And I picked The Lantern of Lost Memories by Sanaka Higiri because in this book, it's similar to Before the Coffee Gets Cold, but in this book, there's like a 92-year-old lady and a couple other characters. But it's, like I said, similar to Before the Coffee Gets Cold in that they connect with past people in this book. So I definitely want to get to this one, and I need to get to that one very soon. And then the next prompt is to reread a book, and I actually do not have my copy of my book at our house. It's at my parents' house, but I am going to be listening to Remarkably Bright Creatures again because that book turned out to be one of my absolute favorites, and I can't wait for the movie to come out. The next one is to read a book with a shiny cover, and I'm going to be reading The Poet Empress by Shin Tao because you can't really tell, but it is a little bit shimmery, and like there's even glitter specks on the cover, like in the black spots. And I'm not going into detail on what these are because I literally have about 7 minutes and my camera is going to cut off on me. So yeah, I'm just trying to rush through these. And then the next book is to read a book with a journey. And I picked another library book, and it's What You Are Looking For Is in the Library by Michigo Ayama. I'm going to say, or Yama is how you pronounce the last name. I'm not really sure. But this is also kind of a similar thing. But this one takes place inside of a library instead of the coffee shop. And I've really enjoyed Before the Coffee Gets Cold, so I was trying to find books to fill the void until the next book in that series comes out. And then there is read a book with the historical element. And for this, I've only read The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, so I wanted to pick up another book, and I picked up The Four Winds by her. So obviously this takes place during the 1930s, and I'm super excited to get to this one. Alright, our next topic is read a popular book, and I picked Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I'm way behind and have not read this book yet, but this month just might be the month for me to do so. And then it's read a book that you think might be a hidden gem. I was gifted this book by one of my classmates that I graduated high school with. She's a really, really good friend of mine. And it is The Savage Six, Book 1, Hope by Casey King. And it's kind of similar to Zodiac Academy from what I'm seeing. And it is a pretty chunky book, but the type and margins are huge, so I should be able to get through this quickly. The next topic is to continue a series, and me and Kate are both like buddy reading the Hellbent series by Aurora Asher, and we are up to book 4, which is Guardian Demon. So I am going to be reading this book this month. I don't know if she will because she's on a Zodiac Academy kick right now, but I will be reading this. And then read a book with a different setting. I picked Deadpool Samurai Volume 1 because obviously superheroes don't exist, so it's a different setting when they do. And then read a book with a competition is Deep End by Allie Hazelwood because she is a competitive swimmer. Read a book with a family drama, and that is going to be Reunion by Karen Kingsbury. This whole series is based around the Baxter family, and there's a whole lot of drama. And then the next to last book is Read a Romance, and I am finally going to be reading Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. And then the very last topic is to read a thriller, and that I am going to read Love Mine by Ileana Zander, and I'm super excited for this one. But yeah, let me know down below if you guys are joining the Vampire Diaries readathon. How far do you think you will get on the board? How are you doing your board rolls? And how many books do you think I'm going to get through? And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!